what women really want? I feel like this is the question that every man wants to know. When Adam found this out, he was like, what? Literally, it comes down to three things. Three simple things. If you can do these three things and focus on these three things all of the time, it'll literally solve all of your problems. Like literally all of your problems. Just three things. Like, and we are living proof of this, and so are all our clients. And you know, share this with your husband, share this with your men. Ladies, I know you'll be able to relate, and the men will literally be like, wow, you know, this is genius. So number one, make her feel safe. Safety is paramount to a woman. It is literally ingrained. It's in our DNA. You have to make a woman feel safe. If a woman doesn't feel safe, she's not going to open up. She's not going to show you her heart. She's not going to want to be intimate. She's not going to want to create a life with you. She's going to shut down. So it is so important that you make her feel safe, and realize that safety is a big umbrella. So it doesn't just mean financial security. Yes, that's part of it. Yes, having financial security, having a house, having a car, like having those things on the outside is part of safety. But the other side of that safety is, does she feel emotionally safe? Does she feel like she can bring her emotions to you and you can hold her in a safe space? Adam did not know how to do this. It's a skill. Men do not naturally know how to hold a woman's emotions in their body. That's why they don't have babies. They literally get triggered. Their nervous system gets triggered by the emotions. I know when we had our children, if the kids were crying, the babies were crying, and I'd give them to Adam, I could physically see his physical response of how hard it was for him. And I'd say to him, like, you know, just soften. Like, he'd be holding the baby and he'd be like, you know, like.
And they've actually done studies on this to show that a man's nervous system gets more triggered and overwhelmed and goes into fight or flight quicker and more extreme than a woman's body does. So that's something to be aware of.
It is. And so, you know, we both had to do some learning about how I bring my emotions to Adam in a way that I feel safe to express them and he can hold them. And it was a skill. Like Adam no longer feels overwhelmed. When I'm emotional, he doesn't take it personally. He doesn't feel overwhelmed. And most men feel overwhelmed because they receive the energy of the woman when she's expressing emotionally, especially because most women haven't been taught how to communicate their emotions, and they just kind of projectile vomit what's going on for them and like splat it on their partner. And I know that is not their intention, but that is how it's received by their partners. And men, when they receive that amount of emotion, they have two switches. They either get pissed off or shut down. So none of those switches make a woman feel safe. So you have to find the third switch where you're able to give her presence. And that's part of safety, that you can be present in your body and hold her in that space without judgment. You know, that the last thing a woman wants to feel is judged in her emotions. Emotions just are. They don't need justification. They just are. You know, and a big piece of this for the women is learning how to be vulnerable, because being in your emotions vulnerably makes it a lot easier for a man to soften and hold that safe space for you. When you come and you're masculine and you're just like, you know, you got your sword up and you're fighting him, he gets his back up and he can't hold a safe space for you. You know, you need to show your heart, wear your heart on your sleeve, and vulnerably express those emotions. And it makes it so much easier for men to then hold that safe space. You know, they actually want to. Then they actually want to lean in. And they want to hold you in it. So, and that's been life-changing for us.
Well, it's attractive for the masculine. When your woman's vulnerable, it draws you in. Whereas when she's putting up her guard or it seems like she's blaming you and projecting at you, like Aspen said, you just want to shut down or escape.
Exit. The alarms go off. Exit. So number two is that she needs to feel understood. So women, they want to feel understood. Women love to communicate. They love to speak. You know, I love to speak. My oxytocin rises. Any woman in their feminine loves to speak and communicate. Women speak like over 20,000 words a day. Like, they speak so many words. You know, some days I'm probably double that if I'm having a really good day. And that really helps me to raise my oxytocin. It helps me to feel joy and really connected. But for a man, that's a lot to receive. Men are more like
7,000 words a day on average, roughly.
You know, men feel
less than half.
Men feel calmer and more at peace when they're not speaking.
Yeah.
So again, this is a skill that Adam's had to learn. How can I deeply listen to Aston? Because when she is understood, then she is happier. When she is understood, we're more connected.
Yeah.
When she feels understood, there's an openness. So before Adam learnt this, he would literally listen to me talk and try to fix everything I said. So every second word he was interrupting me. He was trying to fix my problems. He was like constantly like trying to get more information from the story. Like I'd be telling this story and I'd be so in the story and he'd be like, sorry, no, who was it? Was it her? Or how do we know her? Or where does she live? And I'd be like, can you just listen to the story?
Yeah.
And he didn't understand for years. He was like, oh gosh, like you're crazy. I'm just trying to have a conversation with you. But part of a woman feeling understood is that you just deeply listen. She really just wants to be heard.
Yep.
And so many women have wounded little girls inside of them that never felt heard. So, and this was me for a long time. I felt misunderstood as a child. So as an adult and as a woman in a relationship, I really needed Adam to be able to deeply listen and just hear what I'm saying. And a lot of the time, I don't even need him to say anything back, which he was like,
and that's the hard thing for men to understand, because we naturally want to solve problems.
Yeah.
So we hear our women talking to us, our wife or our partner talking to us, and to us it's a problem because she's expressing something which is causing concern for her or frustration, and we see the problems in that conversation and we want to go and fix those things.
Yeah.
But that's not what women need.
Yes.
Women just need you to listen, men.
Yeah.
Just listen, and that's it. Just deeply listen.
That's it.
You don't need to open your mouth. You just basically got to listen. And it's a really hard thing to learn, because your body wants to fix. You want to get up and fix it. You want to solve the problem.
And your mind is pulling out the facts. Men are very factual, and they're pulling out the facts, and they're filtering the information.
Yep.
And trying to work out, okay, is this something I need to solve? Can I even solve this problem? Like they're filtering everything you're saying. And so one thing that's been helpful is I will say to Adam, to help him discern, I will let him know. I'll be like, babe, I just really need you to listen to me right now.
Yeah.
And he's like, great, awesome. Yeah. And then he just chills and relaxes.
Yeah. And that's a huge help. And then when you need help,
I do the opposite.
You tend to ask me, I really need help with this.
Yes.
And then that's my cue to know I can go into fix it mode and I can actually achieve something and feel like a man.
Oh, it's so funny. And this is the other thing. We bring humor to these differences now, and we really encourage couples that we work with to bring humor and curiosity into these differences. Before we learned all this, we brought rage and anger and frustration and
a lot of resentment too, because you just feel like your partner doesn't understand you and they're just being a bitch or an asshole.
Yeah.
And you don't really have that deeper understanding. So understanding all this stuff just dissolves so many issues and so much resentment.
Yeah. Understanding is power. Like without the understanding, you feel powerless, you feel helpless. So the understanding is power. So the third one is making her feel seen. Women need to feel seen, and a lot of women that are disconnected from their feminine and have been in their toxic masculine, and they want to be seen. And so many women I work with are like this. Deep down inside, they desperately want to be seen, but they're terrified. They're terrified of being seen because they've been rejected in the past or hurt by their partner. And I totally get it. Adam has hurt me multiple times in our relationship. He's rejected me multiple times in our relationship, especially before we learn all this stuff. Hurt people. So we hurt each other a lot before we did this healing work on ourselves and in the relationship. But learning, firstly, for women, how to reconnect to your heart, how to connect back to the essence of who you really are, not this mask on top that you've been told that you are. Like so many women think that they're analytical and the strong one, and they have to get everything done and be the people pleaser and be perfect, and that's not who you are. Who you are inside is not even close to that at all. And I know you know that. That's why you're yearning for more. That's why you're craving for more, not just in your relationship, but in yourself. So the third one of being seen, I firstly had to learn how to cultivate that safety to be seen in myself. So, you know, I worked with a coach to reconnect to my feminine and come back to myself on a deeper level. And when we work with couples, I work with women to do that. I work with women deeply to connect them back to their selves, to core, you know, to their core energy, their essence, who they really are inside, your true authentic self, your soul. You know, your gift, your light that only you have. And so I work with women to reconnect to that within themselves, and then they bring that to their relationship. And then it's this beautiful dance that happens when your man sees you in your light like that. It's like when he saw you for the first time.
Yeah, it definitely activates something within him.
Yeah, and in you. Like every time I spend that time deeply connecting to my heart and going within myself, every time I see Adam see me from that place, I feel seen for the first time again. And this is where desire is born from your heart. So this is like the magic sauce in your relationship. If you want more connection and intimacy, start really seeing yourself on a deeper level and reconnecting to yourself and your heart and your soul on a deeper level, ladies, because your man will feel it. He will see it. And when he sees that part of you, he will see you for the first time, and it will feel like the first time every time when you do that. And it really brings back that spark of connection in the relationship. And it's so powerful and so beautiful. And it now Adam just does consciously see me more even in our life. So now that he knows this, he will spend time in the day just looking at me. You know, I'll often catch him just looking at me, whether I'm nourishing myself outside, filling myself up. I love it when he'll look, you know, notice and look over and appreciate that I'm filling myself up, because he wants me to be full so that I can give to him in the relationship. He loves seeing me fill up in my feminine and loves seeing me radiate my heart and soul on the outside. You know, he wants to see me radiating my essence. And so he will show me that, even just with his eyes and appreciation, and that he sees it. And then he'll communicate it. I love seeing you fill up like that. Or, you know, I really appreciate how you he will constantly say to me, I really appreciate and I'm in awe of how you navigate the energy in the home with the kids, work, business, dinners. Like he will appreciate and see what I'm doing and make sure that I'm aware, that he can see what I'm doing. And I know, ladies, that makes the world of difference, because it made the world of difference for me. And it's not that I need his validation, but I need to feel seen. So many women are rushing around in their life, serving their partners, serving their families. They're last on their list, and they literally feel like, hello, does anybody see me? Does anyone see what I'm doing? Like, I feel like this invisible fairy floating around doing everything. Like, does anybody care? And it hurts when you feel like you're not being seen. But most men don't understand that this is what we're craving. They don't understand that this is what we mean when we're saying, I need more support. You know, I had to learn how to communicate to Adam what support I needed, and what support meant, because to him, support means a total different thing to what it means to me. So in our program, we go deeply into each of these layers. I mean, it's only 3 things, but each one is huge. It's transformational for your relationship. So we peel back the layers of each of these core 3 needs of women, and we practically show you how to actually achieve them, how you can embody that skill as a man, and how you can be open to receive it as a woman. And also how, as a woman, you can start to meet those needs for yourself. Because yes, we want to go to the relationship to, you know, meet each other's needs. But if we go to the relationship and say, like, you need to give me this, and it's all about getting from you, it's going to come from a place of fear and scarcity and not unconditional love. So we teach women how to first meet that in themselves and give themselves full permission to receive exactly what they need and want. And then you're able to come to your relationship, and your husband or your partner just naturally wants to be the icing on top. So you're the cake of meeting your needs. And we show you how to do that, because I know it's a big shift for a lot of women. It was a big shift for me as well, because we've been conditioned out of looking after ourselves. So we need to reprogram ourselves to actually honor what we need. But once you do that, and you're the cake and you're filling yourself up, your husband and your partner is this beautiful icing on top that just gets you to this state of overflow. And that's where you can give and receive, and it's just like this beautiful flowing of giving and receiving. It's a magical place to be. And It does wonders for your relationship. Like you feel so much more connected. There's less arguments. There's less like fighting over who needs what and who's had what. It literally dissolves it all. So we go deeply into this in our signature program, Ignite and Unite, and this is where we work with women and couples, and we bring you back together. We bring you back to your heart and back to that love and connection and communication in your relationship. So we go deep together and we work together over a 6-month period, just really peeling back all those layers and giving you the solutions and skills that you need to take your relationship to the next level. If you're loving these videos and you want to know more, click the link below and you can book in a call with us, and we'll give you so much value on the call, and then you can find out how you can work with us and how you can achieve this in your relationship too, because if we can do it, you can do it too.
Absolutely.
So come and have a chat with me, and we'll see you in the next video.